sure it's live before we get going. I don't want to be mid-sentence when it actually goes live. Everybody be like, what are you talking about?
It's all right.
So actually, I'll do this. Move it just like that. All right. What's going on?
So I'll be like
your Thunderblock today.
All right.
Yeah, your special guest. I actually had it in the title, but I think it's just showing in the description now. Special guest. I had you as Delta Denny's, but now you're Thunderblock.
You can go with that. I don't know what name I am anymore, so it's all right.
All right. I was making sure I'm going to see if I can hear you pretty good in here. Oh, we're good. All right, sweet. So, yeah, dude. Perfect. How you doing? How you been?
I'm good, man. How you doing? I'm all right. I'm making it.
Doing all right.
Ready to get started.
Oh, yeah.
I got some wild cards, so I feel like there's some obvious, with this topic, I feel like there's some obvious people, but at the same time, I kind of want to throw some curveballs out there that maybe people weren't expecting.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was wanting to do too. I did the same thing. That's why I changed it, because for anybody who's watching either now or watching in the future, if you don't know, the topic for today, we're going to be fan casting our picks for the Joker for the new Batman movies. And because as I think they've casted him yet, so we were just kind of going to throw some ideas out there. And when I was getting my list together, I had my top 5, and I was thinking, man, I know at least 2 of them on my list are very, very popular. I was like, I don't want my list. I don't want 2 of them on the list to be that popular. So I decided to throw some honorable mentions and move those and come up with 2 more. So now I have 5 picks and then 2 just extra honorable mentions. So I don't know, how many do you have?
Oh, we'll just have to wait and see.
All right. Well, I guess I'll let you kick it off since you're the special guest. I'll let you kick it off. Who would you say is your first honorable mention you'd like to say?
Okay. Yeah. So can you still see me right now?
It went black. So.
Okay, I'm sorry. I'm about to see.
No, you're good.
Okay.
So then you're gonna send me the link. Oh well, looks like we lost him. He'll be right back in here. Oh yeah, so basically the idea we wanted to do is we wanted to just come up with a fan casting that was going to be interesting. I'm really big. I'm here. Let me see. There we go. Wanted to just come up with a fan casting that would be fun. Me and him are both huge DC fans and especially huge Batman fans. And hey, what's up, Natalie? How you doing? I guess if you're going to be chatting, are you going to be staying watching long or? There he is. He's back.
I'm sorry about that.
You're good. You're good. But I was just letting everybody know that me and you are kind of giving a little backstory. We're huge DC fans, huge Batman fans, especially.
For sure.
And so this topic is going to be one that I think is going to be a lot of fun for me and you.
And I'm definitely huge talking in my bathroom. As well. So
I see that. I see the curtain in the back. It looks nice.
That's right. And I got this way.
Right. That's the mirror we hung.
Stuff.
Is that the one we hung up?
No. That's a window, but this is bad stuff.
Oh, is that? Gotcha.
See the house. Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Good. Yeah.
I was gonna say, I remember we hung a mirror in the bathroom. I didn't know if it was the same one.
To my privacy. You know what I mean? My privacy, I guess.
Well, hey, if Natalie's in here watching right now, she's talking. I can.
Nice.
I can go ahead and let those pop up.
What up, dog?
Look at that.
Hey,
she said she wasn't sure how long she was going to be on here.
Check your iMessage. I sent it to you. Everything.
Oh boy.
So it's got links.
I was going to say, actually, I'm using the iPhone as my camera here. So let me see. I don't know.
That's tough. Well, just like that, we lost him. Well, hopefully, he'll come back because if not, I don't know what I'm gonna do. There he is.
There we are. So yeah, it's not gonna let me do that from here. So you think you can send that same list just on the normal text we've been on? So is Ethan. Hey, what's up, Ethan? This is the list. Hey, I sent Ethan my list. I ran my list by Ethan to see what he thought. So this will be interesting. I want to hear what he says. So yeah, Ethan and Natalie, just to catch up both up, we're going to be talking about who we would pick to play the new Joker for the Batman movies, even if they even do a new Joker. They most likely are, but who knows? They may just keep Joaquin Phoenix there, so we'll see.
I doubt it.
You don't think so?
I doubt it. No. I mean, I think not. That's a whole solo thing. I don't think there's going to be any correlation with him and Twilight. You know what I mean?
Right. And that's kind of what I was thinking too. At least I hope not, because that was my biggest complaint with Joker movie. As much as I loved it, to me it didn't. It wasn't gonna fit once you applied it to the universe, you know, because I mean, I don't know if he could ever go up against Batman, especially not if he's, you know, been
not at that age. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Well, yeah.
You think about how brutal.
I think about Ben Affleck, Batman. I mean, that's the only Batman I guess it could be because he's a little older in age as well.
Right.
But not with Twilight because he's a little younger. I mean, it wouldn't make any sense.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Twilight.
So
they call him Twilight.
Yeah.
He would hate you.
He would hate you. Bruce Wayne. Bruce Wayne. So
he's been trying to run away from Twilight for years.
Yeah.
He would hate you right now.
There's only a few people that can be Bruce Wayne. You know. We'll see.
Right. All right. Here we go. So I'm going to. Let's see if I can just send this link. Actually, I'm going to email this message to me, and then I'll click the links from my email.
Yeah, I just didn't want to start just mouthing off, and then we didn't have links or anything to go with it.
Yeah, I have a second. Actually, I'll show you. I have a second screen over here that I have all my stuff, and I'm just gonna screen share it over.
Okay.
Here, all
right, cool.
I'm gonna send your message to me.
This thing is just, I'm not gonna use a phone as a camera anymore. I've learned my lesson.
That's what I'm using, but I'm not streaming from it. I have it hooked up going through the computer, so I have a little more. I can forgive myself a little more.
I can't.
All right, let me see.
This is terrible.
There we go.
I'm just gonna leave it. I can't see you, so we're just gonna stick with it. You know what I'm saying?
Right. All right, here we go.
Here we go. Maybe this works.
So what I'm going to do, I'm going to do this. Actually, I'm going to do this first.
Man. So
I'm going to. I'll keep mine here separate because I want to get stuff. All right. Oh, he's on. All right. So here what we're going to do is going to share our picks. Here he is.
Yes, I'm back.
What's up?
Now I can see you. I had to refresh, whatever.
All right. So before I show yours, I have yours pulled here. Or actually, let me make sure I'm going to try to go in a nice little order here. So I'll start at your number 5. Start at your 5. We'll work our way up. I was going to say for some. I was going to start from your number 5, and then we're going to work to our number 1. Even technically, mine's not even really in a particular order per se, because I think all of them would be great. But I'll go at your number 5 here.
Yeah, and just pull up the link with it if you'd like.
Yeah, I've got it. I'm pulling it up right now. So actually, if you want to go ahead and just say who it is, give kind of like pitch for an idea, and
you go ahead.
Then I can play in. What was that?
Sure. I was saying you can go ahead and say the name. It doesn't matter. I mean,
well, I'll let you say your name on your list, and then I'll do mine.
Okay. All right. Let's see. What are we at the very bottom? Do you know Caleb Landry Jones? Yes,
Caleb Landry Jones.
And you probably are not familiar with him.
I was about to say I'm not familiar with the name, so you have to.
If you click this link, this guy played on. I think it was Lawless. He played on.
Okay, great movie.
One of the X-Men's, one of the new X-Men's, First Class.
Okay.
And he's always playing a strange character. And if you see this clip,
yeah,
you really just see the level he can reach, and he looks, and he's always psychotic. And the thing about the Joker is, the Joker should leave you with a bad taste in your mouth, so to speak. And that guy, every time I see him on film, yeah, I feel like he's just like I always feel like I need to wash my hands. You know what I mean? I feel like he's
got you
kind of
grimy.
So it's a good thing. I mean, it's a compliment because if that's what he's going for, he's accomplished it. And it's kind of a dark horse. That's the reason why I put him down there. And you see the name under that, you know who that is. That's why I kind of left him there, because I feel like everybody would pick him, which is James. Yeah, Split.
Oh, McAvoy.
Let's just leave it like that. Yeah. Let's just leave it like that. Split.
Actually, when I saw the name, that actually caught me off guard. I never even thought of McAvoy, and then afterwards I was like,
Absolutely.
of course. Why didn't I think of McAvoy? He'd be perfect. So, all right, I got your clip pulled up, so I'll go ahead and play this. So now that I'm seeing this right here, I think I know which one it is that you're talking about.
Absolutely.
But
go ahead.
I'm gonna wait for it to watch, and you can point him out, so I make sure that I'm watching.
Yeah,
the right guy.
mean, well, you'll know. You'll know.
Okay. Could you?
It's a little blotchy, isn't it?
How does it look?
It's a little like spacey. You can't even hear it. I can't hear it. Can you?
Let me see. I'll do it. I'll find out. See if I can find a better quality of the scene.
Let's do that. I mean, it's probably not even that big of a deal. You can always look him up. You know, you probably already forgot the name, but it's Caleb Landry Jones. He's actually a pretty good actor, man. He's a dark horse. Like I said, makes me want to wash my hands. That's why I'm in the bathroom.
I definitely know him by name. So when I see him, I'm guessing it's the brother in this movie.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, yeah. Did you watch Get Out, by the way?
Yeah, that was pretty good.
Yeah, did you like it? Yeah, I was gonna say that was the one that
I thought it was interesting. Yeah, it did.
Yeah,
I mean, you know, you dive into it, but I look at it more from a cinematic point of view, and I thought it was pretty good. I mean,
Jordan Peele, for a first, for a directorial debut, I thought he did pretty good.
Different genre of horror, and I appreciated it.
Yeah, it's definitely interesting. All right, I'll go ahead and play your clip here.
For sure. Whoa. I mean, you can just play any of them that has him in it. I mean, I'm telling you. There's a music video with him in Black Flag. You could watch it if you want.
For real?
Yeah. Check it out. It's really weird. That one might be better, actually, because he's literally, he's got, this makeup on his face. So,
yeah.
Or something. Yeah, check it out. It's really weird.
What did you say with Black Flag? You said it was?
Yeah. Just look up Caleb Landry Jones. And look up maybe Black Flag music video.
That's an interesting first pick, though. So, what kind of if you were going to pitch an idea, like a movie idea with him in it, what would your kind of story be for him?
Well, I mean, it kind of falls in the line of what they're doing with Twilight now. I mean, it's dark, it's grimy.
Gotcha.
You're going to get your hands dirty. You know, this isn't a child's film. Yeah. This is going to be more for the Batman fans that grew up, and this character can play that role really well. And I mean, it's not like it's kind of not like a Heath Ledger situation where it's this big time actor. I mean, he's a big actor, but not
right.
You know, not everybody knows. It's not a household.
He's not A-list yet. Yeah,
exactly. So,
gotcha.
You know, I believe that.
I got that pulled up here for you.
I feel like this would kickstart his career if he ever had a chance to do that.
Yeah. Let's see.
Go ahead.
This is what you're talking about?
That's him. Yeah.
Okay.
I'll start at the bottom. Now I'm here. So what was it, number 4? And you already know this guy as well. And I mean,
let me see.
And it's really hard to pronounce his last name. So just
let's try.
Go for it.
Throwing stuff all over. Oh, gotcha.
Yeah.
Let me see.
And we don't have. Right. I mean, you don't have to really do too much on this guy. Like I said, we can kind of go through the line because, you know.
Let's see. So what? Number 1. So kind of pitch. If you're gonna go ahead and It's him to. I get it pulled up if you want to go ahead and everyone's watching and kind of give them your take on
What,
it.
Javier? Or AKA No Country for Old Men? Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh,
I mean,
the one you do? Well, I didn't even see him on
No
here. That's a great pick.
Yeah. I mean, what was it? No Country for Old Men, Skyfall. He plays a really just dark character, and it's very the creepy, the subtle smiles, and the one that I showed you, I think I sent the link, was when he's talking about his mom on Skyfall, and it gives you that same kind of weird vibe as The Dark Knight. You know, I'm not trying to compare the two, but it's just the way he told the story.
Right.
You're kind of like, yeah, it's kind of dark, so things like that will draw you in, and I feel like he can play that role. He's a little older. He is a little older. I mean, but you know, if you were to do that, it would probably be with like a Ben Affleck style Batman, because he is a bigger guy.
Right.
They're both kind of bigger, so you know, might go hand in hand. Because I mean, you know, if it's going to be Batman's arch rival, the Joker shouldn't be weak and feeble. You get what I'm saying? Like you can't make him.
That's how I felt about
not every Joker has to be that way.
Too.
Yeah, you don't have to make him look like Memento. You know what I mean? Like he's a gangster.
Right.
He runs a city. You know what I mean? Or he's more than a gangster, but you know what I'm saying?
Right. You felt some type of way about Jared Leto's Suicide Squad?
No. I mean, I was going to give it benefit of the doubt. We just didn't get to see it.
Right. So did you like him better than at the end of the Snyder cut? The little
absolutely.
Few minutes like there at the end.
Yeah, I feel like he deserves a movie for sure. I mean, but if not, those two guys that I've mentioned could fill the role.
Right.
Actually, the first guy couldn't. First guy would fit Robert or Twilight's role.
Right.
Yeah.
So, yeah. There we go. All right, here we go. So, you need me to hear it?
I can't hear it, but can you hear it?
I can. If it's
for some reason, I don't know. I don't know if the audience can hear it, but I definitely can't. For some reason.
So I'm gonna check it real fast to make sure. Okay, no, you can't hear it.
You can't? All right. It's okay. We'll go to the next.
Yeah, that's a great. I didn't think about him either. That's a great pick. That's another one. That's pretty off the wall.
It is. And well, I guess the next one is you see it?
On Cumberbatch. Is that one, or you got another one on here?
I mean him. I was actually going to go for. I was going to talk about Nicholas Hoult or whatever, however you say his last name. You know him.
Yeah, not by name. So this is going to
be Mad Max. The role that he played on Mad Max was really. I mean, it was great. He played
Which one was
psycho.
he?
The psychotic.
Is he just one of the henchmen, or was he?
Oh no! He was the like the main villain. I forgot his name. I'm sorry.
Gotcha. Let me see. I'm pulling it up.
You know what I'm talking about? Yeah.
Yeah. So let me see here.
Oh yeah. This movie was just ridiculous. But him, yeah.
Beast
off of X-Men.
It was a great movie.
Yeah. I guess that's just the trailer. But that man right there was he played a good role.
Yeah.
I don't know what this is, but sorry. But yeah.
Yeah, it's just a featurette on him.
I think he'd be a good role, man. I think he plays that dark character as well. Benedict Cumberbatch would play a good role.
Right.
You know, you can watch what he did in The Hobbit. I mean, and it's not just that; it's just his other roles, like his it was Imitation Games. He has a good variety of movies, and it was not my first pick.
Right.
He's not my first pick. I would pick him, you know, over
Gotcha.
him, but I think he could play the role. And then let's go on to, I guess my number one, and I mean, I feel like that's a good one. Maybe people wouldn't like it, but Jake Gyllenhaal, Nightcrawler.
Which is actually
Donnie Darko
on my list too.
Yes, and I mean he could play it.
See,
yeah.
And I had a clip pulled up actually with him too already, because he's
okay.
I guess since this one's on both of our lists, I can go ahead and talk about him. He
for sure.
So I had this one here, and of course it's Nightcrawler. But for this right here, you know,
he would have to do it differently. You know what I mean?
Right.
You know, you can't have the same style. You can't have the same hair, the same face, the same structure. Because if you try to do anything to mimic what have already been done, then you're just a copycat, and they're going to toss you, cast you out.
Actually,
so
one of the things I did too when I was going through and picking, and I went to Google because you can find a lot of fan art that people make for these, and I actually found some with Jake Gyllenhaal, and I was gonna see if I could find it here. I was gonna pull it up. There we go. So let's see if I can screen share it. I was gonna show you. Somebody edited this, and I think it looks great. It'd be horrifying. So look at that.
Oh yeah.
So that's So I mean, if you was to have that in this scene where he's sitting across and he's just talking, I think because too he's really soft spoken, and you know he just lets off this creepy vibe without actually necessarily being creepy. And I don't know. Have you ever seen the movie Velvet Buzzsaw?
No. What is that? Is that with him?
Yeah. He's one of the big stars, and it's so basically he's like this. He's an art critic, and he's really frantic. He's frantic, and he's.
I've watched that. Yes.
Did you?
Yes.
Yeah, and he's super frantic, and he's very over the top and everything. I just think if you combined that with the creepiness of Nightcrawler, and then you made him look like this, I think he would be an iconic Joker. On top of him just being an awesome actor. Yeah.
Not to
No, you're good.
But that was a good. Like I was trying to give you props for that. I didn't think about that movie, but yeah, that really did kind of showcase, another side of him as well. I mean, the Nightcrawler laid the foundation, but that, I didn't think about that. That was good.
Yeah, because he's creepy, and
absolutely.
In Nightcrawler, he lets on the creepy, and he's smart and everything. But then in like Velvet Buzzsaw, he's over the top and he's flamboyant, and which is half of the Joker's thing. So Jake Gyllenhaal was also my number one pick. So I'm kind of shocked to have both of us have him at number one. But DC needs to get on it now. Now
that just kind of shows you he can do it if he'd want to. Do it. I mean,
Right. Yeah.
That's the thing.
Yeah.
He was close. He was close with him. With Heath. So.
Right. Right.
They kind of grew up in the same era together, and
and
that could be something he could take to heart, or something he would pass up because
absolutely,
it's an emotional thing. Who knows? But money talks.
Right.
So
yeah, I guess that was your. Actually, we didn't do Cumberbatch. Did you have anything else you wanted to say about Cumberbatch?
No, he was okay.
Okay, so yeah, I guess I'll tell you my list. So mine, I have a couple of big names on there, and then I wanted to do some kind of off the wall ones, especially when you said you were going to throw some curveballs, and you definitely did. So I'm glad I kind of thought a little more out of the box. So I'll do my first one. Obviously, I had Jake Gyllenhaal as number one. So we've already talked about him. I think he would be fantastic. So I'll go ahead and go on my number two, and I'll go ahead and I'll pull up the picture that I got with it too. And that is Christian Bale. Now, I know he's already played Batman, so I doubt he would do it. But I think he would be pretty. I think he would be terrifying as the Joker because I mean he's. I'm trying to find where did I put it.
Absolutely. I was with you. I was looking him up, and I mean I kind of looked it up, and his name kind of ran across the screen. And I was like, I don't see him coming, going back and doing that, but we never know. You never know.
Yeah, and I found some fan art for him too. I thought his looked pretty sweet. So look at that there. Whoa, what's it doing?
It's kind of like, like American Psycho. Yeah.
There it goes. Is it glitching on yours or is it just glitching on mine?
It's definitely glitching.
There it goes. There it goes.
Yeah.
All right, so there we go.
Man.
So I don't know how familiar you are with like the comics and stuff, but have you ever heard the story that on the Joker where he like carved his face off and he just sticks it back on? I think that's the type of Joker we would get with Christian Bale. Definitely, I had American Psycho picked out as the scene I was going to show, but since you can't hear it, then I'll just we can just talk about it. I think. Hold up, who is this? Mel Keys. Who is Mel Keys 3? What's up, man? I don't know who that is. What's wrong with you? This is Christian Bale. I don't know how early you said that. I'm kind of late to look it over there, but yeah. So I think for me, I think Bale. I think he could do it, especially if he did the American Psycho thing. I was thinking about kind of stories you could do with him, and I was thinking, it'd be kind of cool since with American Psycho, how he's got the dual personality. He's the businessman by day, and then he's the serial killer at night. I was thinking it'd be kind of cool if you did, instead of a businessman, he works like close with the police by day and make it kind of like a Dexter deal. Have you ever watched Dexter?
Yeah, absolutely.
So if you had like a Dexter thing where he's working with the police and he's helping them solve stuff, and he's a serial killer himself, and you could even have him working close with Batman, and something happens, and then that starts their feud. I was thinking of some cool stuff like that because he's good at the dual personality thing.
Well,
so I think that would be cool with him.
That's the thing. They already have somebody that kind of fills that role, the Riddler.
Right, and that's kind of what I thought too. That's why he kind of bumped down for me off of number one.
So Christian Bale could play. Shoot, he could play either one. But that's another topic for another day. Go ahead.
Right, absolutely. So I'll go on down. Now this is another one. I was unsure about this one until I started really thinking about it, and then I was thinking, okay, I could see that happening. So my next one was Tom Hiddleston. Which, for anybody who doesn't know, that is Loki. Yeah. And pull it up here too. So basically, I was thinking about Tom Hiddleston, like what kind of Joker he would play. And I think of all the Jokers, I think this would be one to get Harley Quinn. Because he's smooth, he's charming, but he's also got that dark side too, and he's a trickster, he's mischievous. So I think he would he would nail a more like suave, version of the Joker that we really haven't seen on screen yet.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I thought he was an interesting pick if he could pull off.
That was a good pick.
And he, he's pretty versatile and stuff, because he played Johnny Cash, so he can do the different accents and things. Obviously, knowing from Kong to with the Skull Island or whatever. So
that's true. Yeah.
And people are trying to get him to play James Bond. So why not just go ahead and play the Joker too? You might as well.
Well, you don't want to poop where you eat. You know what I mean?
Right. So yeah, so that was kind of my number 3 choice. My number 4 choice, I think, would be interesting for you because I know you know who this is, and this is somebody I didn't think about. Let me go ahead and. Okay, yeah, that's off of there. So I didn't think about this person until this was, I think, the last. Well, I'd say this was the second to last person that I picked, and I thought of him, and I was like, why didn't I even think of that? I think that'd be interesting, and it's somebody I think is pretty off the wall because you wouldn't see him in a role like this. That Christoph Waltz, I'd say.
Okay.
You know the name?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, Django Unchained.
He's a little older.
Yeah, he would be an older one, and I found this is the closest thing I could find. It's not great, but it kind of gives you an idea. This would be the smartest Joker. It's definitely be the smartest Joker we've ever had.
Yeah.
And
I guess
I think this
would
be
with this route. Yeah, go ahead.
No, go ahead. You got it.
I was just saying, if you're going this route, yeah, you definitely need. It would have to be like an older setting. I mean, he would only be like what, 1 movie, 2 movie tops. I guess that's kind of normal, But yeah, I don't know. That's a good pick. It's just like I feel like he's just old.
Right. Yeah, I think he would have to be a more fight with his mind type of Joker as opposed to physical. And actually, my next pick is kind of the same way. Actually, I had 3 on here that are like that, where they, maybe they don't have the physicality as like Javier does. I mean, he would be just a brute, I think, and he'd be a tough one for Batman. But these guys would be all mind and just sneaky. And I think Christoph Waltz, he'd be the smartest. You think of him from like Inglourious, where he's using all this wordplay on people to get them to trip themselves up and everything. I think that'd be an interesting way to see the Joker play out.
Yeah, I mean, he played a good Bond villain as well. It seems like there's
he was Bond.
Going on. We got a lot of Bond villains about to be Jokers or something.
Yeah, hey, that'd be nice. We'll just make our own cinematic universe.
Yeah.
So let's see here. So then that was my number 4. My number 5. And I don't know if you'll know this guy, and I couldn't find any pictures for him as far as somebody making him look like Joker, but I found one where he just has the creepy face. And it would have worked better if I could show the clip, but for some reason the audio is not working. But that's Brad Dourif. You familiar with the name on Brad Dourif?
I don't think
so. He's most known for his voice work. He was Chucky. Obviously, in the Child's Play series, he did the Chucky voice. And I actually thought about him because I was thinking, well, Mark Hamill probably has the most iconic Joker voice that there ever was, with the animated series and the games and stuff. And then I remembered, okay, Mark Hamill played Chucky too. And then it made me think of Brad Dourif. Like, why didn't I even think of him? And he's also a little older, but he's played a serial killer before in The Exorcist 3. So this is his look here.
Yeah, for sure.
And he's already played a serial killer before, and he's very good at having like a dual personality. I think now he's a little up there. He's probably 60s now, a little up there, but
it's like it's past his time. But I could see what you're talking about. Yeah. I mean, if we're gonna go that, the honorable mention has got to be Willem Dafoe, right?
He's actually next on my list.
Oh my God!
I had Willem. No, you're good. You're good.
Sorry.
We've had a couple on the same. Had a couple of the same picks.
I just felt I saw the trend, and I was just like, all right, yeah, I'm sorry.
That's why I didn't put him in my number 5. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's why I didn't put him in my top 5 because he's a popular pick. So.
Right.
But yeah, he's my next. But I thought Brad Dourif would be a great one. And I could go ahead and pull up. I got one of Willem Dafoe. I think Willem Dafoe would probably be the most evil version of the Joker we've ever gotten.
Yeah.
I mean, just look at that.
That's wild. I mean, that's good. That's really whoever did that is. Ridiculous.
Yeah, it's good. Actually, real quick, I'll go ahead and show you. I had a video. Someone edited a video. You know how they do like the deep fakes and everything.
Yeah.
So somebody pulled up the video, or somebody made a video of this. It's pretty insane. So let me show you this. I don't know. You probably won't be able to hear it, but. You ever seen this video here?
No, I haven't.
It's a pretty weird one. He's talking about the gaps in his teeth and how he has said people used to say he should have got them fixed, but his dad told him how they were beneficial. But yeah, I think he would be definitely the most evil Joker, and it would help too because him and Pattinson, if we worked together, did a really good job with the Lighthouse. Did you watch that one?
I have not. That is on my list to watch.
Oh, you haven't? Oh, I won't anything then, but they do get into some pretty good little scuffles in that movie. So okay. I think Willem Dafoe, even in his older age, I think he could still probably bring the physicality to it. And he would definitely be probably the darkest Joker we've ever got. Yeah. And actually, we got comments coming in. We got this one popped up.
Yeah, man. Hey, why not?
So what are you thinking about that
one? I mean, he'd be the funniest one, honestly. You know what I mean?
Be asking about his drum set a lot.
I don't know. That's funny.
And then
I don't know who
we had this one.
Be Batman, you know.
John C. Reilly. You'd have to have John C. Reilly as Batman for.
Yeah. Joseph Gordon-Levitt. Yeah.
I don't know. That'd be an interesting one.
Was he Don John? Was that what it was? What was it?
Yeah. That's right. Yeah, and he was Robin in The Dark Knight Rises as well. So
I haven't seen him like break out of that kind of character of, you know, becoming like a psychopath, I guess.
Right.
You know.
Right. Yeah, it's possible. Yeah.
Who knows?
They said that about Heath Ledger too, and then look at what we got now.
That's true.
And then he put this one too.
Johnny Depp. Yeah.
I think that was kind of a given because of the way he's already acted and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, yeah, it's kind of like it's also an age thing. I guess there's a gap, but I mean, Johnny Depp's not that old.
Right.
So
right. And
shoot.
Yeah, he could do it. And then we got this one. He misspelled it the first time, but he got Shia LaBeouf.
Solange. Yeah, I'm with you.
Yeah, but Shia LaBeouf, that's actually a psychopath.
Yeah, no, I'm with you. Whoever that is, that's a good pick. Honestly,
yeah,
that was really good because I didn't think of that. You know,
right?
He could. Shia,
that's an interesting one.
Weird. He's a weird guy. Like, when you think about it, he would really get into that role. He's literally getting tattoos for a B movie. I mean, what do you think he would do with this movie if he was given the opportunity?
There's no telling. He'd take method way too far.
Yeah, hide your painkillers, you know. But
right.
Yeah, man, or sleeping pills, whatever. Too soon. Sorry.
I think you know, what is it, 12, 13 years now? I think you're good.
Yeah, it's all love. It's all love.
Here's another one here.
Pete Davidson. He looks like the Joker. I ain't gonna lie to you.
He does. He does.
He already has the makeup on. I mean,
yeah, you don't need anything.
And the lips. Yeah.
just give him a switchblade. Here you go. And I'll show you my last honorable mention I picked was what's his name? It's Bill Skarsgård, which obviously, you know, and most notably now for playing Pennywise in the new It movies. And it's just kind of killer clown prince of crime. This is kind of what some concepts people made. I think he kind of he looks a little more like Arkham Joker, which is probably it fights for being my number one.
Yeah, the only thing he would have to do is separate himself from Pennywise. You know what I mean?
And that's why I pushed him off to an honorable mention.
Yeah, I'm with you. I'm just saying, you know, if he could do it, which I feel like he could, it's just how does the audience perceive that? If they see it like, oh, it's Pennywise, then you're not going to make it. You know?
See,
so that's
got to break that typecast.
Yeah. And I mean, he could probably do it. You never know.
What about this one? This was in the comments.
For sure. Is that who that is? Like, I don't know.
I don't know, but it's. I guess I don't know if this is an announcement of who it is or a suggestion for who should play the Joker.
I mean, yeah. I feel like he's already the Joker. To be honest with you, he's been like that his whole life.
If I'd have expected that, I'd have pulled up a crazy picture of him. Oh, it's Brent. It's Brent.
What up with you, Brent?
So Jaron Holland would play the Joker.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he's going to be a Joker whenever he proposes to his girlfriend on Christmas. I feel like he's going to do it. I'm calling it. I'm calling it. That's what he's going to do.
You putting that on the table?
Yep. If he's watching, I just ruined your plans. You know what I mean? So
no more surprise.
That's right.
Yeah.
But yeah, man.
There.
Brent. This dude. I'll see you tomorrow, Brent.
But yeah, so was there any kind of ideas you had for maybe a story they could use to bring the Joker in? Because I had a pretty cool idea for one. I was thinking about it today. I was kind of talking to myself in my car while I was doing some runs and stuff, and I was thinking, just trying to brainstorm some ideas.
Okay.
Did you come up with anything maybe that you had?
I mean, all right, there's different avenues that they've already taken. They've taken the avenue of kind of like, how did he become the Joker? They've already taken the avenue of him already just in the middle of the chaos, which we saw in The Dark Knight. And, I mean, I guess, is there any other routes to take? That's the question.
Right.
I'm sure there are. I'm just trying to think of them off the top of my head, and I really can't. That's you got to tell me.
Right. So basically, the best. I mean, I told you one already. If you was to kind of do like a Dexter idea, but that does kind of fit more Riddler. So if you were going to go, I think to go full on Joker. One of the stories I was thinking of today is, what if you were to have like a Kevin McAllister meets Jigsaw meets the Joker. So you have
a kid.
Well, I mean, you could start as a kid. And actually, I won't take full credit for this because I heard it mentioned I think either I read it in a comment somewhere or I heard somebody mention it in a different video. But having Joker, let's say, take the story of a Home Alone type story where you have, two burglars are breaking into this house or whatever, and the kid's there, and the kid is little kid Joker, and he sets all these traps or whatever, and you take it a little more R-rated, and he ends up killing these robbers or these burglars, and he likes it,
right?
But he like had like a high, like an adrenaline high while they were trying to escape his traps in his games and stuff, and then when they died, he lost it. It was like, well, now I need my next fix, and so. If you wanted to start it off like that, I don't know. But then I was thinking, what if later he had because one thing we haven't seen in the movies yet is the carnival that he has. I don't remember what it's called, but that carnival, you see it in the games and stuff.
And
so if you were to have
animated series, yeah.
So if you were to have let's say you have this abandoned carnival or whatever in Gotham, it's it's been condemned and stuff, and it's been closed off, and you have these people that are going missing in the town. They're just like all these disappearances and stuff. And you'd start like mid-story, Batman would be working, maybe hunting down the Riddler or trying to stop Penguin or whatever. And all the while you would be hearing in the background about all these people that are going missing and nobody knows what's happening with them. And they'll say there'd be like this urban legend that this old carnival is haunted. And, if you go in there, you don't come out. And that'd be just kind of like this urban legend. And you wouldn't know at this point what's happening. Maybe you could show some people go in there and you see like they get stuck in all these weird games. And you could even have them carnival themed, like with all the mirrors and stuff. And just have the Joker coming in over like this intercom. And, he's doing the Jigsaw type thing. Like, I want to play a game. But it's Joker version. And you'd have I think it would be cool, like as this first movie where it's just kind of like in the background, and you have Batman winds up in this carnival, and he becomes the next victim of Joker's game, and this is the first time they've even interacted, and Batman beats it. He gets out, he doesn't die because everyone up until this point has died. No one has beaten, Joker's games. So Batman would beat it. So, go ahead.
Is this Bruce Wayne, or does he go in as like Bruce Wayne, or is he going in as actual Batman?
I've tossed it around. I'm not sure. Yeah. Yeah, you could do. I think it would work with either or. I think if you did Batman, it would kind of, or if you did Bruce, I'm not sure. I'm not sure
because
I didn't really think about that part.
The Joker always knew it was Bruce Wayne.
Yeah,
and if he like Bruce Wayne was the guy that actually beat it, he'd be like, that's probably where he could put 2 and 2 together, and he's like, Bruce Wayne,
right?
You know, that's the guy that I've been chasing all these years. You know.
Yeah, and see, I was thinking too, it'd be cool because like if you had this as like the Joker's just getting started, and maybe Batman's just getting started, and if Batman, like let's say everybody that Joker's kidnapped and brought in there dies to all his games, so it'd kind of go back to that where he's excited, you know, he's high on adrenaline and stuff while they're in the games, then they die and he loses it, and he's got to go get his next fix. Well, Batman doesn't die; he beats it. Mm-hmm. So he never loses his adrenaline high. So after that, he's like, I like this guy, you know? And so he picks Batman out as being his, you are my subject. And he like targets Batman from now on. Like, I'm going to center my whole, you know, world of crime or whatever around Batman. Right. Because that's kind of how he was in the, you know, in pretty much everything. You know, he loves Batman. You know, even in The Dark Knight, that's what he says. I mean, you complete me. You know, it would kind of be like that where he's like, Batman's the only one that ever beat my game, and so now I'm gonna try to beat Batman. You know, it'd be kind of like this. It'd be like a mix of a mind game plus the creepy, you know, traps and stuff that he would set. So this
just sounds like the Riddler to me. I'm sorry.
Does it? Does it? I thought maybe if you would kind of like
obsession, right? I mean, I guess maybe there's a pattern with all of his villains, but you know,
right.
We need another Riddler. That's what we need. We need a Riddler, and Jim Carrey was the only one to do it. We need someone else to step in. And
how do you feel about Paul Dano? You think he's going to do it good?
I don't know. I guess we'll have to wait and see.
I'm optimistic. I know you didn't. I know you didn't see the trailer. I saw the trailer at Fandom.
I need to go and see like what kind of other movies he's been in, and I need to.
Yeah. I don't know him from anything else
trailers
that I know of. Yeah, I don't know him from anything else that I'm aware of. So this will be a first time watch when it comes to Paul Dano for me. So I'm optimistic. Sure. We'll see.
We could have David Fincher direct it.
That would be fantastic. I don't think there would be anybody who would do it better.
If it's as far as like a Joker dark movie, I mean for sure. Yeah. And I mean to answer that question, I've already said it, sir. So
right, and then he put this afterwards.
Who is that?
You don't know who Alex Zadra is or whatever?
No, she's not allowed to look up those names.
Oh, gotcha. she's a streamer she's a game streamer.
Gotcha.
Pretty big in the game community. I don't know. I don't think you can replace Mark. Yeah, I don't know if you can replace Margot.
And
she's kind of
based
perfect.
off of this rap sheet of Pete Davidson, he probably will be the Joker soon because I'm sure Harley Quinn is his next target. Yeah,
he's just bagging one after another.
Yeah, exactly. So it's kind of wild.
Yeah. So March, I think it was March. I forget the actual date, the number date, but I know it's in March when the movie comes out. So, what do you think? Any thoughts going into it? You have any expectations?
No, it's not good to go in with expectations. This is a complete reboot. So, I hate, what's going on with Ben Affleck and all that, but hopefully they'll figure that out. But I can't go in with expectations. I don't think anybody can.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
Right.
But yeah, man. Well, I gotta get out of here.
See that?
Now.
I was about to say, did you see that last one?
No. What is it? Eminem. Yep.
As the Riddler.
He does play a lot of games.
He does, and he's good with the wordplay.
He's good with the riddles. I'm just like, all right, take my money. You know what I mean?
You could have him or Wayne.
Stop yelling at me.
When it comes to clever words. I think Wayne could be interesting.
Yeah. I think Lil Wayne, like, as soon as you punch him, he just turns into a cloud of smoke and it's over.
Yeah, he would.
So it was all just a dream.
He'd be skateboarding around all over the place.
Right. Wild.
But yeah, you said you had to take off out of here.
I got to get back to my Game of Thrones, man. So.
All right, man.
Peace out, Cub Scout.
Hey, absolutely, yeah. Good list. Yeah, it's been fun.
Thank you. All right, appreciate it.
All right. Yep. Chill. All right. So yeah, that was the lists. It's been an interesting one, like I said, I said it before, we started. I think, I imagined me and him were going to have very different lists, and we did. And I imagined that hero versus villain discussion. So what kind of a discussion would that be? What are you thinking? Any particular heroes and villains you have in mind, or are we talking like a mashup, or what are we talking? Actually, I can go ahead and I'll put the chat up completely, so I don't have to keep doing that. But yeah, I just I think there's a lot to be excited about when it comes to this new universe we're getting. When it comes to Batman, I think crossovers. Okay, so when it comes to crossovers, I'm gonna say I think Superman versus Thanos. That's a good one. I'm gonna say if Thanos doesn't have his gauntlet, Superman wins easily all day, every day. Once you put the gauntlet on Thanos, especially if he's got all 5 stones, it's a little more complicated. I think it would still be a good fight, but I think it would probably still go in favor of Superman in the long run. I mean, you look at people like Doomsday. Superman, has fought Doomsday. Obviously, he died to Doomsday, but he's fought Doomsday, who can't die. You can't beat Doomsday in the traditional sense, because he's, every hit, every bit of damage just makes him stronger. He gets stronger. So that would be a little more tough. Obviously, he's fought Darkseid. Darkseid, I think, in my opinion, I think Darkseid would beat Thanos, just because you have, again, but it comes into the gauntlet talk. If Thanos has the gauntlet, it makes things a little more difficult to pin, because it's hard to tell at that point, what powers are going to do what. Hulk versus Juggernaut. I'm not as familiar with Juggernaut. The only thing I know him from would be Deadpool. So I'm going to go ahead and say Hulk, because he's kind of like a Doomsday situation where the more damage he takes, the stronger he gets. Unless it's, something from an Infinity Gauntlet, as we saw in Endgame. The Infinity Gauntlet, tore his arm up. So Batman versus Iron Man. I like this one. Definitely Batman. And the only reason I say that is because Batman, I think, he's more strategic than Iron Man. Obviously, when it comes to technology and gadgets and stuff, I think Iron Man's got Batman beat. But when it comes to just raw skill and mind power and brain power and stuff, I think Batman takes it, all day, every day. Batman's gone up against some, insanely strong people over the years. Batman's gone up against Darkseid. And I don't think Iron Man would really be able to hold his own with Batman. I think it would be a pretty good little landslide. Scarlet Witch versus Dark Phoenix. I've never seen Dark Phoenix. It's on my list because I plan on doing a X-Men watch through here pretty soon, starting with, the first one all the way through. I think Dark Phoenix is the most recent, unless I'm wrong, but I think Dark Phoenix is the most recent. So I'm gonna try and just watch all the way through them, mostly for Halle Berry, and then secondly for Hugh Jackman, and then everything else X-Men. But Scarlet Witch is a tough one though, so it's hard to say, when it comes to that. Wolverine and Captain America, I gotta give that one to Wolverine, just because he regenerates. His regeneration or whatever. Now it depends if you're taking Wolverine from. I don't know. I'd still probably say Wolverine. I was gonna say Wolverine from Logan, where he's not regenerating and he's taking damage and it's affecting him. I would say it would be tougher, but I still think Wolverine comes out because I don't think Captain America would be able, if he, a couple of, slashes with those claws, and I think Captain America's down for the count. Hawkeye and Green Arrow, that's a tough one. That's a good one. Because I think they're, as far as I know anyways, I think they're pretty evenly matched. I'd probably have to. I'll say Hawkeye this time. Just because I've sided with DC a lot. I'll give Marvel one. Silver Surfer versus Hulk. I don't know. See, that's the thing. I don't know all of Silver Surfer's feats that he can do. If I remember right, I'm pretty sure, can Silver Surfer go up against Galactus? I can't remember if he can or not. I haven't seen anything with Silver Surfer in a long time. I'm not as familiar with, that side of Marvel. I was always a Spider-Man fan, so I'm more I'm more tuned to the Spider-Man stuff outside of MCU. Spider-Man's where it was at. Yeah, he did. So yeah, if Silver Surfer can go up against Galactus, I gotta probably give it to Silver Surfer. I don't think Hulk, given the just sheer power that Galactus can have, or that Galactus does have, I don't know that Hulk could keep going against Galactus. Galactus versus Thanos. Galactus wins without the gauntlet. Thanos with the gauntlet. Really, Thanos with the gauntlet, he's extremely overpowered. In a good way. I mean that in a good way, because I think Thanos is the best villain Marvel has, put out in a long time. And so Thanos versus Galactus, I think without gauntlet, Thanos loses every time. With gauntlet, I'm still going to say Thanos loses, but I think it would be a lot more, it would be a better fight. Spider-Man and Black Adam. Spider-Man and Black Adam. I'm going to go Black Adam just because Black Adam is more otherworldly, and it's Dwayne Johnson. If you're talking Tom Holland versus Dwayne Johnson, I think it's pretty clear on that one. But now if it's Bully Maguire, you already know who wins every time Bully Maguire takes the cake. But Captain Marvel and Superman, I'm going to say Superman because I don't think Captain Marvel, I know that they're propping her up to be a lot stronger now, but like I said, I don't know. Superman's just he's on a whole nother plane of existence when it comes to how strong and powerful he is. Obviously, when you start thinking of kryptonite and stuff like that, then he becomes a little more vulnerable. But I'd probably have to give that one to Martian. Because I assume you're talking Martian Manhunter. And given that Vision, as powerful as he is, and he can phase through things, and he's almost like the perfect specimen when it comes to his build and everything. Once you pull out the stone, that's it. And obviously, Thanos was able to pull out the stone when he just walked up and just, ripped it out of his hand. And I think Martian Manhunter would be able to. I don't know though, because Martian Manhunter is more of a trickster. I really I'm not sure. I'm blanking on some of his powers and stuff, but I know he's kind of more of a trickster. You know, he's able to shape shift and stuff like that, and I know he can fly and everything, but I'm not sure. That's an interesting one. We need to get Zachary in here. Zachary could do a good job answering these. Doctor Doom and Magneto. Wasn't this one of the movies? I can't remember. That's a tough one. See, like, I'm trying to think of what movies had Doctor Doom in it. I think was Doctor Doom Fantastic Four. Was he in the first Fantastic Four movie? Colossus. I'm not sure on Colossus. I wouldn't even be confident that I know who that is. He is fantastic. Okay, I thought so. I'm trying to remember exactly what he did, like what his powers were. Let's see. I'm gonna see if I can get old Zack Attack in here. Let me do this. What's this? There we go. Let me turn it down. Get something in the background here. I see. I'll get Zack Attack in here. We'll see if he can answer some of these questions too. There we go. But yeah, so there we go. Is that what this sounds like? Colossus was the second Deadpool movie. Here, let me see. I get a different one. There we go. A little different. Sounds a little more like a technology video where they'd be like, this is the new Samsung Galaxy S21 Plus. As you can see, the screen time is magnificent. You know, that's what this sounds like. Is it loud? I turned it down so it wouldn't be too loud, but yeah, you can never tell. It does sound like old music. So, all right, Brent. So, I think you're more of a Marvel fan than you are DC. Am I right? Or are you kind of somewhere in the middle? I tend to lean more towards DC myself. I'm not as familiar, like I said, unless it's because I've always been a huge Spider-Man fan. For me, it was always Spider-Man and Batman were my two favorites. The first Justice League movie. Now, is that the one from 2017 or the new one that just came out this year? The 4-hour cut. Because I had a weird, relationship with it because I remember watching Man of Steel, but I think I was too young to really get it because that came out, I think, when I was 13, 14, and I didn't really get it. Superman favorite hero, got you. I'm 2017. Okay, so yeah, I didn't really Man of Steel didn't do anything for me really when I first watched it. I was kind of in a different headspace then, and I the more dramatic type of movie, which is what Man of Steel was, didn't really do anything for me. And so I remember watching Man of Steel and not remembering anything else about it. Then I watched Batman vs Superman, and it's weird because I remember being super excited for it, and just being super hyped, like, yeah, this is going to be awesome. Seeing Batman versus Superman. I was a huge fan of the Dark Knight trilogy, and when I actually watched it, I don't remember actually watching the movie. I remember the day we went to the theater. I remember the ride to the theater, and I don't remember watching the movie, and I don't remember how I felt leaving the movie. But I do remember, for a span of several years, hating the movie just because it was popular. It was the thing everybody did. Everybody hates Batman. Everybody hated Batman versus Superman. So I hated it too. And I wasn't sold on Ben Affleck as Batman because I loved Christian Bale. And, I didn't even really remember Man of Steel at that point. So I just wasn't in the right headspace for it. And when they announced the Snyder Cut, because I had completely tuned out, I didn't go watch Suicide Squad. I didn't go watch, I guess that's what it was. I didn't go watch Justice League 2017. I was completely, I was like, I didn't care for Batman vs Superman. I didn't like it, so I'm not even going to go watch it. And then obviously all the reviews were like, Suicide Squad was trash, Justice League was horrible, So I was like, well, that was a good call. Then the Snyder train started happening, and people started saying, release the Snyder Cut. And I didn't know about it. I had no idea about this whole movement that was going on, the hashtag and everything. I had no idea until the Super Bowl, when they put the trailer out. And I saw the trailer for the Super Bowl, and it showed the Snyder Cut, and it had Hallelujah was playing, and it showed Dark Side, and it had all these cool shots. And I was thinking, this looks really cool. I was like, maybe I'll go back and give it a shot. I'm gonna start back over. I'm gonna watch them from the beginning again. And so I downloaded HBO Max and stuff because that's what Snyder Cut was going to be on, and I was like, I'm gonna go ahead and get it. And I'm gonna go ahead and rewatch from the start. And I saw Batman vs Superman, and I was like, oh, I really don't want to watch this movie again because it sucks. I did not like this movie, and it's 2.5 hours long. I don't want to watch it again. Then I saw the Ultimate Edition on there, and I was like, okay, 30 extra minutes. I was like, that kind of sounds terrible, 30 extra minutes of a movie I didn't like in the first place. Like, this sounds like torture. I was like, you know what? I'm going to watch it in its fullest. I'm in a different headspace now. Maybe it'll do something different. And I fell in love with it. And I'm saying that as a fan now. I love Batman vs. Superman. I think it's a fantastic movie. It is one of my favorite DC movies that has been put out. And so when I watched that, I was pumped. I was like, yeah, bring us the Snyder Cut. And I jumped on the train. I was like, this is awesome. I've been stubborn, for the past 4 years and didn't give it a chance, and now that I've, opened my mind up and I've watched it, now, I'm willing to give it a chance. Now I'm on board. I love this stuff. And Snyder Cut come out, and me and my little brother watched it. Me and Piggy watched it and loved it. Absolutely loved it. We watched the first chapter or something, and then he was like, all right, I got to go to bed. I got to get up early tomorrow. So I said, okay, we'll go ahead and we'll pause it. Well, then the next day, we just started back from the start and watched 4 hours straight through, and it was fantastic. Everything about it was great. Obviously, there were some things, being a 4-hour movie and being a director's cut that had zero leashes. He released everything he had, and I'm perfectly okay. I'm glad he did. I think if we were to get a theatrical release of it, it would have been fine-tuned a little better, so it would have been a little less slow-mo, some of the fat trimmed off, and I think as a movie it probably would have worked better, but as being just a full release, it is fantastic. I absolutely love the Snyder Cut. And at this point, I've seen it either 4 or 5 times now. That's a lot of hours watching a movie, but it's been worth it. I loved it. So I'm gonna catch up on some of these comments now. So you said Henry Cavill was definitely a good Superman. I think he's been the best Superman so far. That's nothing against Christopher Reeve. Um, I think for the time, I think he was probably the best he could have done. Inspired, what we have today, and so I have nothing against him, but I think Henry Cavill is just he embodies what I like about him. People, you hear a lot of people say, "Oh, he's too, you know, mopey and he's too depressed acting to do it." But I think for the type of story they were telling, I think his Superman was perfect. And I think he played it brilliantly. Gal Gadot, hottest Wonder Woman, absolutely, definitely. I have nothing to add to that. At least nothing that I can put online. um, didn't like Cyborg. He was interesting. I'm not as Of course, at the time of watching it, I hadn't watched any of the animated movies. I watched Batman animated series. I grew up on it, but I'd never watched any of the movies that they had done, and so I wasn't as familiar with Cyborg, and so this kind of Justice League was really my first big introduction into who he was, and he was interesting. I think for me, I'd need to see more of him to really get an opinion. I kind of feel that way about Leto's Joker as well. Seeing him at the end of the movie, we got a small, clip of what he could be, and I think for that clip, he was great. Other than the laugh, because I'm not crazy, I don't like his Joker laugh. Other than that, though, I think he would have made a great Joker if he was just allowed to do that and just give us more of that. So, let's see, Flash should have been the dude to start off the series. That's an interesting take. I think the problem with doing that, if you think, okay, if you'd have to go back into like 2014 when they did, I think that's when Man of Steel was 2014. You'd have to go back into that and think, okay, would a Flash movie have worked? And I don't know if it would have. I don't know if a Flash movie would have, been enough, had enough hype, to get a bunch of fans out like Superman. Superman is a household name, whereas Flash is one of the more secondary characters. It's like if they was to make a Hawkeye movie back in 2012, I don't think you would have had people show up like they did for Avengers or for Iron Man or Captain America. And I think it's kind of the same way with Flash. While he is popular, everybody knows who he is. I don't think he has the same, merit to his name like Superman or Batman. I think starting it with Superman was a good idea, but I think I would have liked to have seen the way I would have fixed Batman versus Superman. The way I would have done it is I would have had Man of Steel first. Then I would have done Batman versus Superman and chop it off before Doomsday. Cut Doomsday out of the movie. And end it right there. He beats, Batman goes, he beats all the thugs, they capture Lex Luthor, boom. You maybe could even bookend it a little better than that or whatever because you wouldn't have the funeral at the end. But find a way to bookend it right there. Then do the Wonder Woman movie, because Batman vs. Superman was 2016. Wonder Woman was 2017. Then release a Man of Steel 2. Then do Doomsday. I would have done Doomsday and a Man of Steel 2. I think giving it that little bit of time to breathe would have been better. And you could have brought in the other characters like you did with one. You could have still had Wonder Woman and Batman and Superman all fighting against Doomsday like we got at the end. But Wonder Woman would have been fleshed out a little more before she came in. You even could have done a Batman movie in between there and gave him a little more to do, even though I think Batman versus Superman is kind of more of a Batman movie. You definitely focus more on Batman than you do Superman. So you could kind of say it's more of a Batman movie. So I would have done Man of Steel, Batman vs Superman, Wonder Woman, Man of Steel 2. Kill him at the end. Do the Death of Superman arc with Doomsday killing Superman. He takes Superman or Doomsday out with him. They both die. Then you can do Justice League. I think that would have worked better. Yeah, I think there should have been another Superman movie. Batman movies are played out. I mean, if I could understand where somebody would think that. I'm a Batman fanatic. He's one of my all-time favorite characters in all of movies ever. So, and not even movies, but even games and everything. He's one of my favorite characters of all time. So, seeing him in there has been a lot made, but I mean, actually, there's been more Spider-Man than there has Batman. I'm pretty sure. So, but I think so that's how I would have done it. Man of Steel, BVS, Wonder Woman, Man of Steel 2, then do Justice League. I think that would have helped in the long run. I think it would have gave more impact to Superman coming back because it wouldn't have happened so quick. Because you have 2014 Man of Steel, you get that 2.5 hours or so with Superman there. Then you get Batman vs Superman. You get about, you get I don't know how much screen time he has, but you get half of, let's just say he gets half of what Batman gets. So you get half of Batman vs Superman, then he dies. I think if you'd have threw another movie dedicated to him in there, then you'd have been in good shape. Uh-oh. Has there been 10? I don't know. Let's see. Well, you've got the first one, Batman 89. Then you have Batman would have been Forever. But you had Batman Forever or Batman Returns. I don't remember which one was, Tim. I don't remember which one was Schumacher or whatever. But you've had what are you about to say? Anyways, it doesn't matter. I guess which one come first. It was 89. Then it was Returns, or it was Forever. I think it was Returns first. So it was 89, Returns, Forever. Then you had Batman and Robin, which had George Clooney. Then you had the 3 Dark Knight movies. And then you've had Batman versus Superman. So we've had 8. 8 Batman movies over the span of, since 89. Yeah, Jim Carrey, I think that's Batman Forever. So Penguin was Batman Returns. Jim Carrey was Batman Forever. And then Batman and Robin was, Arnold Schwarzenegger as Mr. Freeze and Uma Thurman and all that jazz. So you've got 89 with Jack Nicholson's Joker, Returns with, the Penguin, Danny DeVito's Penguin, Forever with Jim Carrey and Two-Face, or Jim Carrey as Riddler, and you had Tommy Lee Jones as Two-Face. They're both in the same movie. And then you had Batman and Robin, which was Mr. Freeze and Poison Ivy. So that's, that was from 89 to whenever Batman and Robin come out. I can't remember, it was 90 something. So, and then you had the next decade, which was the Nolan movies, which was Batman Begins with Scarecrow. You had The Dark Knight with Heath Ledger's Joker. And you had The Dark Knight Rises with Tom Hardy's Bane. Yeah. So that puts us at 7. And then you had Batman versus Superman, which is 8. And that clocks us in at 8 movies overall. And if you count, Justice League because he was in Justice League, then that would be 9 if you count it. I don't know that I'd count Justice League as a Batman movie, but I would count Batman vs Superman as a Batman movie because I think it was more Batman centric. It was definitely more from his point of view, from his perspective. You got some of Superman in there, with Clark investigating, Batman and stuff, and you got some of that. But I think it was definitely more of a Batman centered movie, so I would consider it his movie. So that puts us at 8 movies total. If you count, like I said, if you count Justice League, that's 9. I personally wouldn't count it because that was definitely more everybody else's movie. Batman actually, in my opinion, he took a back seat in the Justice League movie. But if you want to count it, you can. So that's 9 in total. But yeah, I'm just I'm excited for the new one that's coming out. I like Robert Pattinson. I know a lot of people don't like him because any more Aquaman. Well, we got other than the first one, nothing yet, but the second one sounds promising. I heard James Wan is returning to direct it, and I love James Wan. I plan on doing, I have an episode planned probably for the next episode of Memoirs of an Aspiring Filmmaker, which is my other show that I'm doing on Monday nights. I'm thinking I'm going to do my favorite directors and list them out, and James Wan is definitely on there. Pattinson, you don't like him? I obviously everybody equates him to Twilight. I hate. Obviously, I didn't. I don't even want to say I tried to watch the Twilight movies because I didn't go into it fair. I knew I hated them, and I kind of went in just to make fun of them. But it's low hanging fruit. The movies are terrible, and there's nothing redeeming about them. But Robert Pattinson, I think, has more than redeemed himself for me with movies like Good Time and The Lighthouse and Life and The Devil All the Time and all these movies where he just really stepped out of the box and gave us these really crazy all these crazy characters and stuff. Especially, I'd say his best 2 would probably be Devil All the Time or Lighthouse. I think both of those are great. Also Tenet, he was in Tenet as well, and I think Tenet's definitely more of a Bruce Wayne type character. So I think he's gonna be a good Batman. I'm hoping he's a great Bruce Wayne because right now I don't think Christian Bale, for me anyways, has been topped as a Bruce Wayne. I think Ben Affleck is the best Batman so far, and then Christian Bale would have it for Bruce Wayne for me. So I hope Rob Pattinson I hope he brings a better Bruce Wayne. I think he's going to be a great Batman. But, we'll see. What about the new Marvel movies? I'm assuming you mean like Phase 4. And I guess from Phase 4, I'll say, or Phase 4. From Phase 4, I would say so far up until this point, I think we've got Shang-Chi and the Legend of, or I guess it's Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings. We've had Black Widow and Eternals, as well as the different shows and stuff. I think WandaVision, I love. Especially the first 3 episodes of WandaVision, I thought were great. I thought the ending was got a little weird on the ending and stuff. But the Falcon and the Winter Soldier, I didn't like the show. I thought the first episode was cool, and then they just went way off track for me. It's very underwhelming. And then I'm trying to think of any other shows that they've had. What If? What If was kind of it was weird. I wasn't a fan of What If. I thought the art style was really cool. I thought the voice acting was interesting. The fact they brought a lot of them back. It had some high moments, but I wasn't crazy about What If. Loki, I liked Loki. I enjoyed Loki, but I I had a different hope for what the show was going to be than what they gave us. For Loki, I wanted to see Loki be Loki, you know? And actually, the episode where, you know, he meets all of the other variants of himself and he sees, you know, the different ones, like the old man, like the classic look Loki and the kid Loki and the alligator Loki and all those. And then President Loki comes in, you know, and he's built himself a little bit of a, you know, kind of his own gang there already, and he's on top and he's trying to be president. That's what I wanted for the show. I wanted to see that Loki. And instead we got simp Loki. Was in love with himself, which I guess, you know, makes sense. But, you know, I enjoyed the show. I thought the show was pretty good. It's the best of the shows we've gotten so far, I think. But I just kind of was hoping to get more of Loki doing what he does best. But yeah, and then so I guess I'll kind of go down the line again. So then that's the shows. Shang-Chi. I thought the first half of the movie was absolutely fantastic. And I don't know if you've seen it yet, so I'm not going to, and I don't know, there may be some people watching that hasn't seen it yet, so I'm not going to get into too crazy spoilers or anything, but the first half I thought was fantastic. It's great. The second half got a little weird for me. A little too fantastical for my taste. It was still, like I said, I really enjoyed the first half, and it's kind of the same way with the end credit scenes. There's two, obviously. The first one was fantastic. I thought it was great. The second end credit scene, kind of underwhelming. So that's how I felt about Shang-Chi. Black Widow, I felt Black Widow was fun. It was enjoyable. We went and watched it and had a good time. But the writing is kind of all over the place. I think I think it almost seems like they're kind of getting lazy with their writing. A lot of things that just don't make sense, plot holes that don't make sense. Even some of the special effects didn't look like they were optimized. Everything with Taskmaster I felt was wasted, and I don't even know much about Taskmaster, anyways. Outside of the Marvel game, I played the Marvel game that came out, and that's really all I know about him. And so I'm not as familiar with that character, but I still feel like it was wasted potential just by knowing who it is and what they're capable of. I think they wasted the character in the movie. So I just feel like it's concerning because I think Marvel's starting to lose that singular vision that they had for the first however long, 11 years. From Iron Man to Endgame, they had a pretty solid through line. Obviously, changes were made along the way, and that I'm sure they come up with new ideas. I'm sure what they had planned. I mean, you can watch the first Avengers movie and see that what they had planned for Thanos is completely different to what we got now. But there was still that through line. They had a solid vision, and I think for Phase 4, it seems like they're just throwing everything at the wall to see what sticks. And I feel like they've slacked off, and it seems like they're getting a little lazy. Eternals, I don't know if you've seen it. Again, it's the newest one of all these, so I'm not going to say too much about it. But as far as just what I thought about it, I thought it felt like a waste of time. There was some interesting stuff about it. There was some cool stuff that I enjoyed about it. Everything involving the Celestials, I thought was done great. I loved the Celestials, and a couple of the characters were fun. I don't even know their names, but the cameraman that followed him around for a while, great character. I thought he was hilarious. Definitely the best comic relief that they had, and I thought the Asian Eternal, the strong guy, I thought he was great. But it just felt like it felt like we were just spinning our wheels the whole movie to get to a fight that didn't really amount to all that much as far as the grand scheme of things. Because now we ended, obviously they stopped a they stopped an Eternal, or they stopped a Celestial from being born. But now what? You know, and I'm not gonna say anymore. I don't want to spoil anything, but yeah, I got farther than I wanted to. But I just, I feel like they're slacking off on their vision or whatever. I feel like they're starting to substitute different things for good writing and good storytelling. The next Thor movie, I'm excited for it. I anything with more Chris Hemsworth, I think is a plus for me. I love Chris Hemsworth, and I love him as Thor. Um, and I love the comedy side. I hope they kind of get back to a more Ragnarok Thor, where he's kind of back on the saddle. With Endgame, obviously he had fallen off and was broken and depressed, and had completely lost his way. So I'm kind of hoping with this next Thor movie, we kind of see him back on the saddle before he passes the torch, because we know this is it. We know he's passing the torch. His time has been served. So I'm hoping that before he leaves, we get a good resolution to him. We get to see him back on the saddle. He gets this big triumphant, exit, and then he's gone. So I'm excited for that. I'm excited for the new Spider-Man that's about to come out this month. I've stayed completely off of social media for the most part because I don't want to see any spoilers. I haven't watched any trailers for it, so I'm excited to watch it. I'm excited for the next Doctor Strange. I think it's going to be interesting, with Sam Raimi coming on. I don't know if he's fully directing it or if he's just producing, but with Sam Raimi involved at all, I'm excited for the next Doctor Strange. Trying to think. I'm not even sure what else there was now that I was excited about. I'll answer. Let's see what we get. Keep up with this. I've been trying to get on there a little more. I know I'm behind on reading some messages, so I'll have to get back on there. But yeah, I'll go ahead and read. This is the last fight. Darkseid versus Apocalypse. That's tough because the thing is, when it comes to versus Apocalypse, wait a second. Who Apocalypse? I'm not sure. I'm not sure the character called Apocalypse. I know of the that's his planet, right? His planet's Apocalypse. I'm not sure on a character by that name, at least not off the top of my head. You'll say it, and it'll ring a bell. But in the meantime, while I wait, to hear about that Cumberbatch, I thought Cumberbatch was great. I think he brings kind of that snarky energy, kind of like Downey with Stark, but I think with Cumberbatch he plays it off as being more of a I don't know. He seems more professional, more in control. He's snarky, he's fun, but he seems, to be, always wanting to be always in control. Whereas Tony was kind of a loose cannon. So I like Cumberbatch's Doctor Strange. I think they perfectly casted him, as I think they did with most, if not all, of the heroes before that. He's the oldest being in the world. I'm not as familiar with him then, I guess. Said he was in the X-Men movie. Is that I'm not sure. I can't remember. I've only seen a handful of the X-Men movies. I know I've seen the first couple, and it seems like I saw maybe X-Men was the one right before Dark Phoenix, or Apocalypse was. Yeah, so I think I may have missed that one. I know I've missed the last couple, and I missed a couple scattered in between there. I know I saw the first two, and even I'm spotty on those two. It's been so long, and I've seen what's it called? Days of Future Past or something like that. So like I said, I'm wanting to do an X-Men watch through, and maybe that'll be something I do on here, that people can watch along with me. Maybe I'll do something like that. But that'll be interesting. Fam with a ham. No, I do not. My knuckles, yes. But when it comes to toes, no. No, I do not. I let other people, but not me myself. We were having a productive conversation, and that's what you brought to the table. I just want you to dwell on that. Eating okay, now it depends. It depends on how they're prepared. If you want to, sprinkle them onto a pan, some Parmesan cheese, maybe some garlic butter, put them in the oven, 450 for about 10 minutes. That's perfect. Oh, well, I was just about to tell him who you were, and now I'm not going to. I'm going to keep it a secret. So I'll keep it a secret. Where was you at the whole show, though, Family Ham? I mean, we're almost an hour 40 in. Where have you been? I had Mr. Bobby in here earlier, and we were having some pretty good conversation. So now, since you missed all of that, I'm ordering you now. When this ends, you have to go back and watch it. At least up until this point, you have to go back and watch it now. And the way you have to prove your loyalty is you have to watch it and you have to make clips, throughout. So I know that you actually watched it. You have to clip something. I have no idea. Send? Are we talking like Godfather style? Sending like horse head on the bed type deal, or is this something else? I can't say now. I can't say because I forgot I signed an NDA. So well, look at that. This is so I can't be giving people's identities away. But yeah, so I expect to see a clip on here. When I go back and edit, go through and edit later, I expect to see a clip on here from this, knowing, so I know that you actually tuned in and watched. Let me see what we. But I think I think that's gonna do it for tonight's show. It's been fun. This is the first Diggnation back. I guess I'll finish with kind of like some announcements or whatever. Let me switch up the track. It's been. There you go. Switch it up. It's been kind of the same little background check the whole time. So, yeah, so just kind of some of the announcements and stuff about the channel. What do you mean? Not invite to the chat? You're in the chat. Confusing, man. But no, so just some kind of announcements for, what to expect going forward. Hey, you let me know and we'll get you on here. We'll talk about something. I've got one planned for Scooter Boy or I3 Devin V. Got one planned with him. I've got one planned with another guy for next week. It's going to be happening. I'm talking about maybe getting with OG Tell You Daddy and talking about maybe some military stuff, or I don't know. So you gotta talk to me about what you'd like to do on here, and we can get you on here. Next week is going to be a little more professional because the guest we're going to have is I'm not going to say his name yet because I'm going to let it be a surprise for next week. But the guest we're going to have is going to be he's a businessman. Actually, I went to school with him. He's probably one of my best friends from school. And we're going to just talk business. You know, he's a big business guy. Obviously, y'all know me. I love business. I love everything to do with business. So it's going to be a fun talk. It's going to be a little more professional than what this channel is used to, at least. So that's going to be fun. So y'all be watching out for that one. That's going to be next Thursday. We're going to try to start it at 7. Tonight started a little later because Mr. Bobby was a little late. Actually, tonight he was thunder something. But he is at 7, I think. You'll take it. Yeah, you might want to, you know, it might, you know, who knows? It might not be as entertaining as I think it is, but we'll see. Hopefully that's something that everybody enjoys. So that's already on the schedule for next week. Maybe do it a little more interview style. We'll be asking him some questions. He's got, you know, he's done a lot of cool things, and I think that'll be an interesting episode. Mondays. Every Monday, obviously this past Monday was messed up, so I'm gonna do Monday's yesterday's what's today? Thursday. So I'm gonna do this past Monday. I missed this episode, so I'm gonna do that episode tomorrow, and because, you know, obviously I missed it, and then this coming Monday next week is going to start back up, and you're going to start back on the regular schedule for Memoirs of an Aspiring Filmmaker. That is my other series, which I don't know if y'all know, but I've been doing. Basically, we're showing old movies of ours. I'm talking a lot about other movies. You know, we talked movies tonight, but it goes way more in depth. Talking about last week's was fight scenes. This week was going to be a different topic, and I'll do it tomorrow. And then next week's got another topic, and you know, we're going to be talking about directing, different acting and stuff. There's a lot of cool stuff with that. So that's a fun series. That's every Monday night. Try to do it at about 7. As of right now, because as the people who have been watching my channel pretty consistently know, Tuesday was my day for streaming Alien Isolation, which is a game. It's my first crack at a PC game. I've never done PC gaming. And I tried it. It was fun. It was a lot of fun, but the stream was messed up. The audio quality messed up. And in me trying to fix it, I made it worse. So now I can't get it to stream together. So that was going to be for Tuesday nights. I was going to stream about, you know, just a nice little hour or like an hour and a half, 2 hours of the game until we finished it, and then we were going to replace it with a new game. Right now, that's at a standstill because I can't even get the game to play right now. So what we're going to do is I got to replace it with something, and I've been throwing some ideas around because I want to get a slot for every night, at least during the week, Monday through Friday. I want to have a slot filled every night of something on the channel. And so I was thinking maybe we're going to have Memoirs filming on Monday. I'm going to replace, I'm going to do a Tuesday game, and I'm thinking right now it's not set in stone yet, but I'm thinking right now that game is going to be Resident Evil. I think that's what I'm going to start streaming on Tuesdays until we finish it, and then it'll change. Because I want to play a nice story game. I want Tuesday night to be a good story game to go through. Little bite-sized streams, because my other streams tend to go pretty long. This one's shorter than I expected it to be. Usually I'm at the 3-hour mark, if not longer. And Monday's episodes usually are. So I wanted a couple of bite-sized episodes throughout the week. So Tuesday, little hour and a half, 2-hour episode of streaming a game. Like I think right now it's going to be Resident Evil. So stream just an hour and a half of it. Then Wednesday, do something else. Thursday is this show. It's Sting Nation podcast. I'm going to start getting this in regular. This is the first one back since DC Fandom. It's because I've been trying to figure out. I've been getting the technology and everything right. So got that working out right now. So we've got it on. So now I'm going to start getting the ball rolling for D Nation every week. So that's Thursday. And then Friday will be the community game where I'm playing with the whole squad. It'll be me, Killabee, G Piggy 03, possibly Zach Attack or Ethan Fogger, whatever his name is, and B-Ball. And depending on the game, maybe get Dead by Daylight with Fam with a Ham, who's watching right now. Maybe some Friday the 13th with her and Natalie and Zach Attack, and G Piggy's supposed to be getting it. So Friday night's going to be that game where it's going to be long streams of just us goofing off on a video game, whatever it is. So that's kind of the schedule right now. Monday and Thursday is going to be the show like this. Tuesday and Friday is going to be a game, and I don't know what I'm going to do Wednesday. I'm trying to figure out what to do. So actually, if y'all want to throw in some requests, if you go to my Twitch, if you're watching on Twitch right now, then all of my social media and stuff is linked. Twitter's linked. My Instagram, I think my Instagram's linked. I even have Reddit linked on there. So just hit me up on there. Let me know some ideas. Maybe you'd like to see some show ideas. Obviously, big into filmmaking, big into games. Obviously, maybe music or something for Wednesday. I don't know. I love music. Maybe that's something we could do. But first and last episode of the movie series. What do you mean? Like just watch those two and stream it, or what are you talking about? What do you mean? What? I don't even know how to say what you just put, Brent. I'm gonna be honest. I don't even know what that is. I don't know how to say it, so I'm not even gonna try and embarrass myself on stream. I have some people requesting have you run it by me that maybe it'd be cool to do some music or something for Wednesday. Maybe just some Q&A type deals, playing live and practicing live and stuff. For anybody who's watching that doesn't know, I try to play some guitar, try to play piano. I enjoy it. I try to, do some writing and stuff, like composing and stuff, or movie ideas and everything. So I've had people say they want me to do that on stream, and maybe I'll save that for drums too. I don't know if I can stream drums, not and be able to communicate. It would have to be a non-communication stream, but that would be fun. But yeah, so I've had some people say they wanted me to do that. They would be interested in watching, just me practice, and maybe do a Q&A on top of that, where for that hour and a half or so that I'm playing, people can just ask me questions and I'll answer them. So maybe do something like that. I don't know. I'm still trying to figure it out. If that's something people are interested in, I'll definitely do it. Because right now, Wednesday, I don't have anything for Wednesday. And then I'm thinking maybe do something for Saturday too. I don't know. But I think it would be fun. Challenges? It depends. It depends on the challenge. What kind of challenges? First episode of season 1. What's the very last? Are you talking about do a review? Is that what you're saying, or maybe are you saying like to just watch, do like a live watch along or something? Like what are you implying to do that with? Or something like is it shows that I've already watched, or shows that I've never watched before? Okay, so even stuff like that. Okay, it's just talking music. That would be fun, because I definitely have favorites. I have a favorite drummer, and I know that it's different from your favorite drummer. So, hey, if you would like to do an episode, Brent, I'm looking at you here, but I guess I need to talk to you here. If you would like to come on here for an episode, we can talk some music and get you in here. I know, obviously, I think we could have some interesting conversation about technique and everything, especially on the drum avenue, because you're probably the best drummer in the world. So that's what it is. My favorite drummer, best drummer, is you, sir. Everybody who's watching this now or in the future, Mr. Melquez 3, whatever that means, best drummer in the world. And I have people that will back that up. So if I have to get people to come on here and agree for him to accept it, then I will, because I have people that'll back that up. Look at that. I already got one. Yeah, and I know I could get Scooter Boy back in here to back it up right now. G Piggy in the other room, he'd back it up. So you can name 100 better. I'm sure you could. I'm sure you could come up with 100 names, but I don't think you're not allowed to critique yourself. I'm allowed to critique myself, but you're not allowed to critique yourself. That's a rule of thumb. So. Yeah, I could do that. That'd be fun, So if that's something, if that's in demand, if that's something people like to see, I'd do it. Get on here and talk music. Maybe just do like a live practice or something while I'm playing. Turn the camera on and just sit and play and answer questions like favorite drummer. Obviously, mine's Mr. Melkez 3 here, and and just answer stuff like that. Even favorite band of the 2000s or something. I don't know. It'd be kind of cool. Favorite gear, exactly. If that's something that maybe I'll do that. I'll try that for next Wednesday. So if you are interested in that, be sure to tune in. It'll be an earlier episode. It'll be probably, if I can manage it, do around like 4 o'clock my time, Eastern time. So I think that would be a fun one. Could just do some playing and answer some questions, whatever the topic, the theme of the day is. Just leave it open. Just leave it open like a Q&A type deal. So that'd be interesting. So, all right. So that's what next week will look like. We have Monday. It's Memoirs of an Aspiring Filmmaker. That is Monday. Every Monday. That's what we're going to start doing. Tuesday is probably going to be Resident Evil. I remember seeing your question, and I don't think I answered it, which Resident Evil. Right now, I think it's going to be Resident Evil. Oh, what's it called? Revelations 2. The reason for one, it was free, and for two, it's co-op. And as of right now, it's going to be me and G Piggy, and we're gonna, play it together. Play the story together. So that's the plan for that. So we'll do Resident Evil Revelations 2 on every Tuesday night. As of right now, unless the game changes, the game might change and I'll play something else. But I want to do a story game for Tuesday nights. So it's whatever game I can start at the beginning and play through, in chapters. So that'll be on Tuesday nights. Wednesday, we just talked about it. I'm going to give it a shot. We'll see, like a music live, like Q&A type deal with a music practice. That'll be fun. So we'll do that. Thursday is this show right here, Ding Nation, every Thursday. Try to do it at 7 o'clock. Next week is already planned. Got a guest lined up for next week. It's going to be fun. And then after that, I have a couple of other ideas for people who want to join in and stuff. Obviously, Fam on Hams wanting to get in here. We could get Melkez in here, and we could talk about some music and stuff. We could have a whole music themed episode. So that'd be fun. And then Friday is the big game night, where it's a long stream of just chaos, whether it's most likely going to start being Warzone with the new map coming in. So it'll be Warzone Pacific, probably most of the time. It'll probably be that for Fridays. And then that's going to be my set schedule for now. And then maybe I'll do like a spontaneous Saturday or a Sunday afternoon stream or something. So I don't know. A lot of fun though. And for those of you who don't know, while I'm on here, I'm going to go ahead and pull it up. So I'm going because this is something that has just recently dropped, and I'm excited for it. Hold up. Yeah, 2-player in the story mode. So that's going to be me and Picky right now. If that works out, that's the plan. All right, here we go. I'm about to pull my screen back up on so y'all can see. So I'm going to close out with this because I want y'all to see this. Y'all who are watching right now, and this is going to be going on YouTube later. So I'm going to be posting on YouTube. So, cold in here. That'll be going on YouTube though. So let me see. Let me go ahead and mute this because I don't want to blare in headphones, which it will. Okay. So now I'm going to screen share it so y'all can see. So if you go to my Twitch, my channel, just my account page, this is what it looks like. Obviously, this is what it looks like on the computer. It's going to look different on the phone. Actually, I moved the chat for this. Yeah, I can make it big. There we go. Actually, I'll make it even bigger than that. Just like that. This is what it looks like if you're looking at it on the computer. This is what my channel looks like. What you want to do is you want to scroll on down. Obviously, I'm live right now. I'm going to update this here. But right here, you see what that says? That says merch. You know why it says that? Because your boy has dropped some merch. Look at that. The Ding Nation, it is my very own store online where you can come and buy merchandise. Obviously, t-shirts right now I just have the 2 designs, but I have like 7 more that are on the way. Obviously, you got the Quee tee, which is basically it's my Twitch profile. It's your boy in space. That's what it is. It's your boy standing in space. There's nothing more savage than that. Then obviously the other one is just my what's the word I'm looking for? My little symbol here. Obviously you can see it right there. The Young Queasy with the Kingaling Dings tag underneath it. That's my 2 shirt. That's the Quee shirt. So you have the Quee and the are my two shirt designs right now. Like I said, there's more on the way. Ding Nation one on the way for this show. Have a couple of ones individualized for each member of the squad. Have one for each show. You know, memoirs. There's one coming for that. So there's a lot of different, you know, designs coming down the pipe. But right now, these are the 2 we have. Then obviously you got the hoodie. Got the Yun hoodie. Same little design there. Got the tank top. Tank from my boy LG, who he made his own custom order, and there it is. I got it right there. The bro tank. The phone cases, I skipped. As y'all can see, I skipped one of it because I saved the best for last. Get the phone, the iPhone, and the Samsung. Obviously, Samsung is superior. Phone, if you like iPhone, it's there. I've had somebody tell me that the size of the case it doesn't include the most recent ones. Like specifically with the iPhone, it doesn't include the most recent model of that. So maybe that's something that'll come in the future. I don't have any control over that. But as of right now, these are the ones we got. And then the best for last, my favorite merchandise item on this entire website is right here. The Hollow Yun coffee mug. Look at it. I have never seen a sexier mug. Yeah, you already know, man. Click on it. There we go. It's the Apollo Yun coffee mug. Obviously, as you can see, it's my Twitch profile. I don't know how to spin the mug, and it's microwave and dishwasher safe. It doesn't get better than that. I'm telling you, this is awesome. This is my favorite thing I have. I have that in my cart. I'm going to be ordering that for myself. Obviously, I'm going to be getting some of my own shirts and stuff too. But it just doesn't get better than that. You can't find anything. You can search the entire internet. You are not going to find anything better than that mug right there. This is the best merch on the planet. And you can get your very own merch right here at the Ding Nation station. Just go to my Twitch, scroll down, you'll see merch. Click on it, it'll take you right to this. Exactly. Drinking with me looking right at you in space. In space. It, like I said, it just doesn't get better than that. You know, the whole profile has this space theme going on. I mean, look at oh, right now, not, but let me see this. See? Nope, that's not what I wanted to do. Nope. Just ignore. I got this whole space thing going on. So me in space, it doesn't get better than that. So be sure to go on there and check it out. Even if y'all don't want to buy anything right now, just go on there and check it out. Share it with anybody who might want some. Christmas is coming up. I can't think of a better Christmas present than an Apollo Yun coffee mug, or a Quee tee, or a Quee shirt Mark 1. Because obviously there's going to be more designs coming down the pipe. So be sure to check it out. Get somebody a good Christmas present. Get somebody a Christmas present. They would love it. I can speak from experience. They would love it. And it hasn't even happened yet. But I can already speak from experience because it's that awesome. So yeah, so that's the stuff going on right now. I don't like this. Let me back it out like that. I don't like the full screen like that. There we go. I like that better. So yeah, y'all be sure to follow. If you're on YouTube, subscribe, like the video, share the video, tell everybody and their family about this place right here, because right here, this is where dreams come true. Monday nights is where we talk filmmaking. Tuesdays where you catch some awesome story game. Wednesday you get some good music, as well as some good Q&A. Thursday, some good convo with all different types of people. Friday is just chaos and a lot of fun. And that merch shop is like the North Pole. I got little elves just making merch right now. They're behind that door. And they're making some of the best merch ever seen by human eyes. So that's been it for this stream. This has been an awesome one. This has been a lot of fun. Obviously, the topic is very specific, and I couldn't think of anybody better to have for this than Mr. Bobby, aka Mr. Thunder, whatever his name was. It was Delta Denny's at one time, so now that's changed. Mr. Bobby, the man with many names. I appreciate him coming on, and it's been a good time. And I've enjoyed the show. I hope everybody else has enjoyed the show. Right now, this is only on Twitch, but I'm going to be downloading it here and re-uploading to YouTube because it came to my attention that Twitch, when it comes to getting bigger and becoming an affiliate and stuff like that, they're not fans of you streaming to multiple platforms at once. So I'm going to stream exclusively live on Twitch, but then I'm going to be uploading it to YouTube. So I'm in both places. And, maybe we'll do the Facebook thing in the future. I don't know. It's possible. It's definitely in the works. If it does happen, I have it ready to go. So we can get that popping too. But yeah, it's been fun. I am your boy Young Queasy. This has been Ding Nation episode 3 with special guest Mr. Bobby. And y'all just be watching. Make sure, like I said, make sure you follow. Make sure you have some way to get notified when we go live, because once we do go live, some great things are happening. So you can. I think tomorrow's going to be either I'm going to do memoirs or I'm just going to stream the game, and memoirs, I'll just wait and do next week, which is probably what I'm going to end up doing. That way I don't get off of schedule. But so, be watching for tomorrow's going to be on the game. It's going to be chaotic and it's going to be a blast. And then Monday, I'll be back on for memoirs. I'm going to update the schedule on the stream as well as posting it on my Twitter. And that's really anybody who's watching. If you want to keep updated on what's going on, maybe what the next stream is going to be, maybe what the new schedule's looking like, new guests or whatever. If you want to stay up to date, Twitter is where you can find me. Just go to my Twitter, follow me, and once you do, let me know that you're on there. Let me know that you're on there. It'd be really cool to know that you saw this and went and followed me on Twitter to keep up with it. Collab merch. Are you meaning like with G Picky and Killa B in those? Because if that's the case, if that's what you're asking, yes. They have some designs that are being worked on right now. So we'll see. I just got to kind of get a thing together for them, and that's going to be on there. I'm going to be making, the whole squad's going to have a line of something. They're going to have something on there. And then, if people enjoy it, we'll just, it's going to be a lot more. Right now, like I said, there's only the 2 designs, and really there's only I need to make the designs for everything or whatever, because right now you can get the Quee shirt in my symbol with the squad name, and then you can get like the Quee tee with the picture, with the Apollo Yun picture. So I'm gonna try to maybe even just cross, do where you can get one shirt with a different design and stuff, because maybe somebody wants the short sleeve shirt with the Apollo Yun picture. I'll do that. Or maybe they want the long sleeve with the Yun symbol. So we'll do that. Gonna have, like I said, some Ding Nation merch is coming for this show. Gonna have some memoirs coming for the other show. And then we're gonna have stuff for the different members of the squad. So it's gonna be really cool. A lot of cool things coming. So y'all just keep an eye open for that. And like I said, follow me on Twitter. That is where I update everything on there. That's where I update the merch. When there's a new merch dropping, it's where I update the special guests. It's where I update what the channel's gonna, or what the next show's gonna be about. Everything that you need to know about this show and this stream and this channel, you can find out on the news with Twitch or with Twitter. So follow me on there. The link is on my, in my bio. And yeah, it's been a lot of fun. I'm gonna holler at y'all. So I'll catch y'all on the next one. Chill.